But calm down now. Oga Kasali electrician, who would they look for with this?
Oh.
Oga Kasali, come help us fix this wire now.
Sorry. I no longer carry out illegal connection. It puts the lives of people at risk and can cause fire outbreak and disrupt power supply. I will never be part of anything that has to do with this any longer because change begins with me.
Oh boy, wetin him talk make sense. Oh boy, make we carry this ladder comot from here.
This message is brought to you by the National Orientation Agency in conjunction with the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
The mission statement of Cedar Crest Hospital is to build a medical practice where highly skilled local practitioners of international repute would have the necessary environment to achieve world-class treatment, to promote local healthcare development by setting the pace in efficiency, service delivery, and ethical patient-centered treatment protocols. Tonight's program, which features a one-on-one interview with Dr. Felix Ogedengbe, the consultant orthopedic surgeon and MD of Cedar Crest Hospital, alongside some members of his team, lend credence to this mission statement. A few years ago, Cedar Crest Hospital was all over the news when a sitting governor had a motor accident, but rather than travel abroad for medical intervention, he chose to be treated in Nigeria at Cedar Crest Hospital in Abuja. The hospital boasts of being one of the best in the country, with a highly trained team of surgeons that perform all types of advanced orthopedic surgeries and many more. The Bank of Industry has continued to support the hospital that is offering world-class healthcare services for patients in Nigeria and foreigners who now visit the hospital for medical interventions. Most recently, the First Lady of Nigeria, Her Excellency Hajia Aisha Muhammadu Buhari, also gave kudos to the services rendered by Cedar Crest Hospital. Welcome to this week's edition of BOI Impact. I am Hadiza Olaoshibiko. I implore you to sit back and watch the interview we had with Dr. Ogedengbe, which reassured me about the greatness of our dear country, Nigeria, and of course, its huge potentials. Don't go away.
I believe we're a unique hospital because of our approach to healthcare. We believe that having worked in other parts of the world, I used to work in the UK, we believe that we can offer healthcare that is at par with what is obtainable in other parts of the world. We have brought this expertise, and we've also brought the equipment that goes along with it. We also have engaged in training and retained a lot of very, very trained people because we believe that Nigerians who live in Nigeria should have healthcare that is at par with what is obtainable in other parts of the world. So what's special about us is that we've actually been able to show that highly specialized complex healthcare, particularly in surgeries, can be obtained here, can be done, and you can get the same kind of results that you also expect to get in other climes.
Dr. Ogedengbe added that Cedar Crest Hospital has now become a major center for spine surgery, rheumatism treatment, and taking care of children with deformity.
We've looked after people, both the poor and the rich. We've got very good results from the kind of care that we give. We are therefore a major trauma center. We get a lot of different types of accidents, from road, car, truck, and motorcycle accidents, and we've had very, very good results with this. In addition to this, we are now a major center for spine intervention, spine surgery. These spine surgeries are done for people who, over years, have become unable to walk because of pressure in their spine, because of degenerative changes. They then need an operation to be able to move around again, and we are able to do that. And previously, these were procedures that everybody thought could not be safely done in Nigeria, but we are now safely doing this. We're also a major center for joint replacement. So for people who are old, their joints are arthritic, they are suffering what people generally call rheumatism. They need hip replacements and knee replacements. We are able to offer that, and we've had very large numbers and very good success. We also do a lot of surgeries for children, children whose backs are deformed, whose legs are deformed. They need operations, they need treatment to be able to go to school and do all the activities that they're supposed to do every day. We have the equipment, we have the manpower, and we've had a lot of experience now offering all of these kind of.
He spoke about the affordability of their services and the hospital CSR activities which assist the less privileged who need medical intervention.
Well, for the kind of care that we give, I would say that we're affordable, because it's interesting that you actually will not compare the cost of care in Cedar Crest with the cost of care in, say, most government hospitals, but you rather compare the cost of care here with what you find in other parts of the world. And for the kind of procedures that we do, we are extremely affordable. However, we know that there are also patients who are not able to afford the care that we give, and we have a not-for-profit arm called the Cedar Crest Gaius Foundation, which we use to try to raise money to treat people who are unable to afford care. But we always, all the time, we're looking at our business services. People are looking at ways of bringing down the cost of care, because we know that a lot of Nigerians who are suffering will need, and they don't have health insurance. They might not be able to readily afford the kind of care that we offer here. And we are always looking at ways of helping them.
He added that the Bank of Industry had been a major source of financing for healthcare providers in the country.
The Bank of Industry is a bank that has been set up to fund equipment and things like that for industry people like us. And I'm glad that you've had a very good interest in the healthcare industry. Some time ago, we approached the Bank of Industry for a loan to buy new equipment, and we were very, very happy that this loan was approved. So we're happy that we have this loan, and we have this support, this wonderful support from the Bank of Industry.
He also encouraged other healthcare providers in the country to take advantage of BOI loan offerings.
The BOI intervention is a very good one. The interest rates are low. I think it's something that I would encourage that most of the healthcare providers try to assess, because interest rate is low and the documentation is quite straightforward. So for me, it's a very interesting proposition to have the Bank of Industry expand the way it funds healthcare right now, because I think that this will help us to further push the availability of healthcare services in this country.
Dr. Gidingbe shared with us some of their expansion plans.
There are lots of new grants that we're hoping to go into. We are looking at the care of polio. We are actually in a partnership with a hospital in Germany right now to set up a polio center, and some of this equipment are going to be useful in that endeavor. Like you know, Nigeria is getting to the point where polio is being eradicated, but there is a lot of patients who have already suffered the effects of polio, who we have to look after from an orthopedic point of view to make sure that they're able to go to attend schools and able to attend work and to generally make their life easier. Other areas that we are also putting in investments are in the care of people who have amputations. So we have set up a Cedar Crest Prosthetic Center, which is an area of the hospital we've actually invested a lot as well. Because you know, our people tend to get amputations either from disease like diabetes, or from war injuries, or from road traffic accidents, or from fractures that have not been treated properly. And then the second problem now comes, they're not able to get proper prosthesis that would help them to be able to carry on with their life. And so we've also invested in this, and we're already providing that, and we hope to expand that as well. We're also hoping to get more investments in the partnership with BOI to be able to set up a cardiac catheterization laboratory. So we are able to open up vessels, veins, arteries that are blocked. We're able to open up again so that people can prevent amputations and things like that.
The staff strength of Cedar Crest Hospital is 350 direct staff, and the hospital plans to employ more.
We have a staff strength right now that is running into 350 direct staff. There are a lot of other specialists who work with us part-time who are indirect staff. And we have two locations. Like you already know, we have a hospital in Abuja, we have a hospital in Lagos. And over time, we hope to set up hospitals in other parts of the country. Staff-wise, we have been able to attract a lot of Nigerians who are specialists who work in other parts of the world. Like you know that we have a lot of doctors who work elsewhere. We've been able to attract them back to work with us here. And we also have a lot of highly skilled individuals who are permanently on our staff, and they are the ones that provide these services. We also have a few expatriate staff who have special skills in various areas, both clinical and administrative, and they are also on our staff.
He said the vision of Cedar Crest is a major driving force.
Vision for us is to be able to provide at home the kind of healthcare that you find in other parts of the world. We want to ensure that people don't have to leave this country to get themselves looked after. Many of us who are behind the Cedar Crest endeavor have worked in other parts of the world, and we really couldn't just understand why those kind of services would not be available. So our goal is to make sure that the kind of healthcare that you find in other parts of the world become available to people who live in Nigeria.
He revealed that people from different countries now visit the hospital for specialized care.
Definitely, we do have people from outside the country. For the prosthetic center, for instance, we've had somebody flying from the Democratic Republic of Congo to get a prosthesis here. We're already getting patients from Ghana, from Niger, from Cameroon, and from the Democratic Republic of Congo. And these are patients who have come to access the specialized type of healthcare that we give. So over time, I'm sure that tourism can not only be stopped, or should not only be stopped, but it can also be reversed.
Welcome back. Indeed, Nigeria is a great country that is blessed with highly talented human resources who are reckoned with by some as part of Nigeria's comparative advantages that need to be adequately harnessed. You heard Dr. Gidingbe saying foreigners now come to Nigeria for medical treatment. Slowly but surely, I see this country, Nigeria, becoming a medical hub in Africa. Cedar Crest offers 18 clinical services such as orthopedics, neurosurgery, plastic surgery, vascular surgery, family and internal medicine, cardiology, pediatrics, and many more. The Chief Operating Officer, Divya Bajaj, took us on a facility tour of the hospital, during which we also spoke to some of the consultants.
This one is a special plasma sterilizer, which is used for cold sterilization, where you require certain instruments, certain catheters, which cannot be thrown into the hot autoclaves. So they are now processed in the plasma sterilizer, which uses cold sterilization. And so as the instruments and everything comes in, it goes into the autoclave over here, and then they are taken out from there and wrapped on the other side. So this is our neonatal intensive care unit, where babies which are born prematurely, so they are kept over here till they become old enough to go home.
This is a CT scanner. It's a Siemens 16-slide CT scanner. It has a capability to take scans of the brain, chest, abdomen, the bones, any parts of the body really. It also does angiograms too. We also do CT-guided biopsies, and we do CT-guided interventions as needed. So the patient is placed on the couch, and this couch is elevated, can be done from the console room and moved into the gantry as needed. CT scans are very fast, especially those of the brain. It takes about 2 minutes. So they're ideal for patients who have had accidents, who have come in with trauma, where you can get a very fast scan done that shows the abnormalities, so they're attended to right away. It's also important for patients who have stroke. This is the mammogram machine, the Siemens mammogram machine. So what it does is examine the breast, essentially to check for cancer or non-cancerous conditions. So this is elevated to a height that is adequate for the patient, and the breast is placed on it. When the breast is placed on it, you have compression. This is the compression paddle. It is compressed so that the tissues are separated as much as possible. Then the X-ray is taken. So you take it in 2 projections. You take it up, down, and you take it sideways, a bit oblique. So that's how the breast is examined on a mammogram.
The number of people that are getting hypertensive is higher by the year, and the statistics in Nigeria is actually very bad. At least 1 in 4 Nigerians have hypertension, and as you can see, a lot of people are dying daily from cardiac diseases or complications of cardiac diseases. Renal disease, kidney failure is a complication of cardiac disease. Stroke is actually a complication of cardiac disease. So a lot of people can have cardiac disease, and in many circles, cardiac disease or even hypertension is known as the silent killer. So in the cardiology unit, what we do is to evaluate people, talk to people, see their cardiac risk, take their history, and then intervene. So prevention is better than cure. So this is an echo machine, one of the devices we use just to look at the heart. It just shows the structure of the heart, the function of the heart, so we can see if you have a valve problem, we see if you have a hole in the heart, we see if your heart is functioning properly, we see if you have hypertension, if it's just sudden, or if it has gone on for long. So with technology, we're able to do a lot of things. So this is just one of the tools we get to play with. We have the ECG, stress test, so people that come with chest pain, we can evaluate them to know if it's something serious or not.
So here we deal with individuals who had lost a limb, upper limb or lower limb. So we're able to get them back to society, able to walk again on their feet. So just like you can see here, this is a cast taken from an individual who had lost his leg below the knee. So this is called a trans-tibia or below knee socket. So this is just a cast, and here are the machines that we use for our work. We've got the state-of-the-art equipment here, like the oven here. There's none like this in the whole of West Africa. So here is our machine room. This is where we do the smoothing of our sockets, just to make sure that the trim lines and the edges are smooth and our patients come out happy and satisfied. So here is our workshop. This is an apparatus we use for alignment, bench alignment, prosthesis assembly. So with this, we're able to align the device just to be sure that before we go to the patient, that we've got adequate balancing. So there is a light here that takes us through just to give us, to ensure that the patient is adequately positioned before we take this to the patient. This is for a below the knee amputee, and then this is for an above the knee amputee with a knee joint. So the person is able to walk with the knee bent. However, what I've seen is just a skeletal structure. At the end of the fitting, when everything is confirmed, we attach a shell here and then a cosmetic covering here. So sometimes it could also come out like this. This is a waterproof device. So with this, the patient is able to go into water, is able to shower with this, and nothing will happen. So specifically, this is designed specifically to use with water.
We support those who have done their homework. You know, unfortunately, most doctors are not good business people. And one of the things that we encourage doctors to do, you know, is to attend business courses. You know, it's one thing to be a good doctor. It's another thing to run a hospital successfully. You know, the two they don't just go usually hand in hand. You know, you need to understand that the hospital is a business. You know, it can be run profitably, but you need to prepare for it. You know, so for those who have done their homework and we're willing to assist, they can come to us, you know, for funding. We'll be glad to help them.
We are actually the best people to look after ourselves. If you go to other countries, you're bringing yourself to them. They don't know you. They don't know where you're coming from. And in particular, they don't have the means to follow you up. So I think that we should all work to optimize available healthcare in Nigeria, bring in expertise, bring in equipment, bring in infrastructure that is found in other parts of the world, and ensure that we continuously improve what we have. Because this is how most countries have grown their healthcare. And I believe that over time, a lot of Nigerians will be very happy with the healthcare that they find at home.
I'm sure today's program has inspired you and filled you with bright hopes for Nigeria's future, just like me. Imagine a hospital with highly skilled personnel and latest medical equipment performing feats that most people out there think that are only achievable outside the country. All these advances were made possible with credit facilities from the Bank of Industry and the vision of the Managing Director of Cedar Crest, Dr. Ogidingbe. For us at BOI, we'll continue to support genuine businesses that add value to the economy, businesses that convert raw materials into intermediate and finished goods, businesses that have huge employment-generating potentials, and of course, businesses that earn foreign exchange that help shore up our external reserves, and businesses with considerable developmental impact that are capable of promoting the well-being of all Nigerians. Before I sign off, be reminded that the Bank of Industry remains committed to its mission to transform Nigeria's industrial sector by providing financial and business support services to potentially viable and sustainable enterprises. All you need to do is to simply walk into any of BOI's offices nearest to you or log on to our website for further information on our products and services. I am Hadiza Olaoshibgon. Do have yourself an enterprising week. Bye for now.
Welcome to Nigeria, a fascinating country. Take a trip through one of the most beautiful places on earth. A journey of discovery. A unique opportunity to get in touch with unspoiled nature. Enjoy your time in a place that offers something for everyone. A land of beautiful contrasts. An experience you won't forget.
In this episode of Customs Duty, Nigeria Customs Commandant Staff College Gwagwalada graduates officers for Junior Division, Course 4.
By the powers vested on me, I, Acting Deputy Controller General of Customs, E.D. Chikan, do hereby confer on you one and all the symbol PJSC on this day, 30th August 2019. Congratulations.
Joint border security exercise records more successes.
Already 33 illegal migrants have been arrested. You can only imagine the sheer consequences of having 3 or 4 out of these 33, for instance, coming into Nigeria with the mindset to cause havoc.
As Federal Operations Unit Zone C seizes drugs and other items worth over 500 million naira in 2 months.
These are drugs that will be sold to innocent citizens, and they start taking it. We have varieties of these drugs, these medicaments in the vehicle, in the truck.
And operatives of Federal Operations Unit Zone A seized over 29 million naira worth unregistered drugs in 1 week.
The reason we arrest these things because they don't have that NAFDAC number. Anything that comes into the country without NAFDAC number is considered to be fake.
The Nigeria Customs Commandant Staff College Gwagwalada has graduated a set of 40 officers for its Junior Division Course 4. Prior to the graduation ceremony, Comptroller General of Customs Colonel Hamid Ibrahim Ali retired, represented by Deputy Comptroller General of Customs in charge of Human Resource Development, Sunsi Umar, inspected the Guard of Honor. While delivering his speech at the occasion, Commandant of the College, Acting DCG David Chekan, commends the conduct of the graduates, while also acknowledging the support the college receives from the Nigerian Customs Management.
Your graduation is not an end in itself, but it's an accomplishment that should be taken as a starting point for further achievements. It should also serve as a launching pad that will propel you to the peak of your careers and the future that we all desire and so cherish for the Nigerian Customs Service. At this juncture, may I commend you for applying yourself to the entire course and the discipline exhibited throughout your stay here during the course. I pray that this experience will make you better people even as you continue to be good ambassadors of this great college. As you go back to your various commands and units, I implore you to practice what you have learned here today, especially the lessons of the Operation Study Tour, with renewed confidence, knowing fully well that the course has equipped you with the knowledge, skills, and necessary tools to face the challenges that await you.
Also speaking, the Director of Training and Doctrine of the college points to the fact that the graduates will be leaving the college better informed, having benefited from its well-developed curriculum.
Designing the curriculum of the junior course, the college was guided by its vision to develop human capital, to drive a modern and efficient customs administration. Our curriculum was therefore tailored to produce knowledgeable officers with sound intellectual capacity, clear analytic mind, and a professional approach to customs college. We tasked ourselves to turn out officers that will work diligently as staff officers and lay a strong foundation for the future of a better customs service. Building on the success from previous courses in both divisions, the college has undertaken reviews to enrich the packages and produce better trained and equipped middle custom managers and staff officers.
High point of the occasion is the conferment of PJSC on the graduates by the Commandant of the college.
By the powers vested on me, I, Acting Deputy Controller General of Customs, E.D. Chikan, do hereby confer on you one and all the symbol PJSC on this day, 30th August 2019. Congratulations.
Certificates and other awards are also presented to graduates. In his address, the Comptroller General of Customs, represented, acknowledges the commitment of both staff and students, just as he assures of the Nigeria Customs Service Management's resolve to equip the college further.
This management will address the planned expansion of the college facilities in our capital budget expenditure framework. This will take the form of provision of more classroom blocks, student hostel, residential quarters for directing and administrative staff. This is expected to be the springboard for the smooth implementation of the Doctrine and Training Command, already approved by the Nigerian Customs Service Board. As I round up this, I want to congratulate all successful graduates of today and their directing staff. The college has done its bit to provide you the knowledge, skills, and resources to enhance the discharge of their duties. Your stay here was also designed to retune your mindset, to believe that the service can run a system that works. It is my belief that as you move on, your daily schedules will be guided and shaped by those principles and values the college upholds: discipline, hard work, dedication, diligence, punctuality, and healthy living.
As graduates and their family members and friends rejoice, some of them speak.
Naturally, I am very happy. I feel achieved. And the achievement is not for me only, it's for the entire service. Because the knowledge and the experience gained in the course of the training will be utilized for the benefit of the service.
I'm ready to face anything now because the course has built our confidence, it has built the way we relate, the way we act, everything. We are trained, well trained now.
The Nigeria Customs Command and Staff College, Gwagwalada, is to assume its status of Doctrine and Training Command as approved by the Nigeria Customs Service Board.
Sequel to the Controller General of Customs approval of the operational timetable of the Inspectorate Unit for 2019, officers are set to commence inspection as from Monday, 9th September 2019. Consequently, all customs licensed agents will be requested to provide accurate documents and customs books of operations. It should be noted that any false documentation, including fake addresses, will be sanctioned. Management announcer.
The resolve of Nigeria's security agencies to better secure the country's territorial integrity, particularly the London maritime borders, against trans-border security concerns, has continued to yield positive results from the ongoing joint border security exercise, codenamed Exercise Swift Response.
It's been quite rewarding. The first thing you see is that when you go along the borderline now, all those machine-riding smugglers, those people that want to pass through bushes and all that, they've taken flight. And other smugglers have experienced increased number of security operatives. The ability of the security forces to reach every nook and cranny, those parts that were hitherto not being assessed by the Nigerian Customs Service are now being assessed because of increased manpower, increased firepower, equipment, and the resources at our disposal. It only shows that when the government puts its resources together, those who think they can continue to take advantage of the porous border will not succeed, and they are not succeeding. Already 33 illegal migrants have been arrested. You can only imagine the sheer consequences of having 3 or 4 out of these 33, for instance, coming into Nigeria with the mindset to cause havoc. What that means is that Nigerians have been saved whatever negative consequences their actions would have brought. Well, we have seized 59 MPK bags of fertilizers. Those are raw materials for improvised explosives, and there's nobody that lives in Nigeria today that we claim to be ignorant of the devices of people who bring such raw materials. We've seized over 4,000 bags of rice, petroleum, and other products. And I mean, we continue to record successes. I think just yesterday we had about a seizure of well over 1,000 barrels of second-hand clothing by the Southwest sector. So seizures continue to be recorded across the 4 sectors of this ongoing joint security exercise. It is indeed a decisive action, and as I speak, the troops are continuously embarking on intensive patrol of our borderlines.
Spokesman of the Joint Security Exercise, DC Joseph Atta, speaks further about the reliability of the exercise as coordinated by the Office of the National Security Advisor.
The exercise itself is a product of a painstaking, long-drawn analysis from the Office of the National Security Advisor. who is coordinating this. So it's not just a walk at the park. It's something that was really well thought out, and all the consequences properly examined, T's crossed, I dotted, before the exercise itself commenced. So I think what we would rather be talking about, or wishing it happens much more than it is happening. We expect that Nigerians support us more robustly, because you begin to hear people thinking that, look, people are saying that, oh, there's hunger, certain things shouldn't be done. Look, you need to be alive before you think of doing business. You need to be alive. I mean, in the face of security challenges, do you feel free to transact your business? So anything that can be done to sanitize the road you follow, to make it safer for you. And more importantly, anything that can be done to deal with those things that affect our economy negatively. It's all boosting or preparing a fertile ground for business to thrive. We are not saying people cannot embark on trans-border businesses, but there are laws that govern this. If goods, for instance, berth in the port of a neighboring country destined for Nigeria, there are laws that govern transit. For instance, the ECOWAS protocol on transit puts the responsibility of escort on the shoulder of the receiving country. What that means is that once the ship berths, you collect whatever taxes or whatever you want that is for you, and then you provide escort for this container to the border of the destination country, in this case, Nigeria. But our experience has always been that these things arrive, seals are broken, content transloaded. You never can get to know what exactly were the original content of that container. So it's fraught with all sorts of security implications. So decisive action like this from the security forces in this country only goes to show one thing, that Nigeria has the necessary muscle to pull to protect its economy and security interests. And that's exactly what is happening.
While the joint security exercise is already being appreciated by border dwellers, more of such support and understanding are needed. The goal is to achieve more secured, peaceful, and prosperous Nigeria. Of 2 months. Controller of the operations unit, Comptroller Olishimere Kayode, reveals that the unit has seized thousands of bags of foreign parboiled rice across its area of operation. He says there are 3,433 bags of the seized rice presently at the Benin axis of the operations unit. He notes that these seizures have been made possible as a result of intelligence, thus appeals for cooperation from the public.
Whenever you see customer on patrol, please be patient with them, because like when this one was accosted, we had the information, but the people passing by, they wouldn't know that we had information about this plastic carrying vehicle. It's not actually carrying plastic, it's carrying rice. As they were loading, we had information. We even had a snapshot. It was taken because it takes intelligence. We have a CIU unit that duty is to go around and get us information. They get information, we process it, and we know it is credible. We work on it. It takes intelligence to be able to pick something of this nature, because most of it is loaded with this thing. But we are having rice, a lot of rice right in there. It's covering 160 bags of rice.
Amongst the seizures made is a truckload of unregistered drugs, and Comptroller Olishimere comments.
Here we are having a truckload of medicaments. The service has been taken of following up these people that are bringing this medicament to the country. Only God knows what this one is meant for. These are drugs that will be sold to innocent citizens, and they start taking it. We have varieties of these drugs, these medicaments in the vehicle, in the truck. If you see, about 2-3 weeks ago, about 49 trucks of all these kind of medicaments were destroyed in Lagos. Despite that fact, people are still going about doing the same business. Can't we just change our means of livelihood? If you know this thing is not good for your people, why do you go about bringing it to the country?
Also, a total of 16 exotic vehicles of various brands, including a Toyota Hilux with amber light, have also been seized. The Customs Area Controller laments attempts to circumvent payment of duties on these vehicles, claims of ignorance and consequent smuggling.
This is a armored Land Cruiser. This is a Lexus 570. I wonder why you travel abroad to buy a car, where you know you must pay for your car over there, but to come and pay duty in Nigeria, it becomes a problem. Most people, they complain that they bought their vehicles from car dealers. And we'll be advocating, we'll be telling people, if you get to any car lot, please ask for the C number. That's called customs number. With this one, be able to confirm if the document given to you is genuine. Call any custom formation. Get at the custom help desk, where if you need any information pertaining to any vehicle, they will tell you. And we have custom formation virtually in every state in the country. So before you buy a car in Lagos and it's accosted in Benin or in Warri, you start telling us that I didn't know. Please, the time is off for that. Confirm your C number, confirm if the duty was paid on the vehicle.
The operations unit also within 2 months has seized several bales of second-hand clothing, which form part of absolute prohibition list. He assures of the Nigeria Customs Service's determination to bring the menace of smuggling to the minimum, most especially with the 3 layers of defense designed by the customs management.
No matter where you come in, we are there to nip you. Anywhere you pass through, we are there to catch you. They have used so many systems, clandestinely, but we still got them. We are always ready, we are prepared. We are on the move. Anywhere you pass through, if you pass through Ondo State, through Ifon, Sabe, to bust out behind our chef patrol team, we are there. If you go through Ufun and try to come out from anywhere, we are there. Iket, we are there. Just try it. Sapele, anywhere, we are there. We are moving around the zone.
Comptroller Olishimere Kayode assures that rather than being deviant, smugglers should turn a new leaf and also support government's policies for betterment of the society. 7 suspects have been arrested in connection with the rice smuggled within the period under review.
Sequel to the Controller General of Customs approval of the operational timetable of the Inspectorate Unit for 2019, officers are set to commence inspection as from Monday, 9th September 2019. Consequently, all customs licensed agents will be requested to provide accurate documents and customs books of operations. It should be noted that any false documentation, including fake addresses, will be sanctioned. Management announcer.
Officers and men of the Nigeria Customs Service operating at Federal Operations Unit Zone A have seized 26 different brands of unregistered pharmaceutical products with duty-paid value of 29,345,400 naira within the period of 1 week. These include 30 cartons of Lustan, 18 cartons of furosemide tablets, 14 cartons of Linsepril, and 14 cartons of finasteride 5 mg tablets.
The reason we arrest these things because they don't have that NAFDAC number. Anything that comes into the country without NAFDAC number, consider it fake. So we consider this drug to be fake one, dangerous for women to take. There are different brands. This arrested coming either from the warehouse.
Suspected to be smuggled into the country includes concealment by the use of 84,693,224.
To show you some of the method of concealment. The first one I show you, the use. Look at how animal feed mixed with rice that human being is going to consume. See the level of concealment. This one was also arrested around that this Oyo side.